Hello, my name is Kyle Roderick Ridley and SomaliOllyOxenFree. Enroll me in daycare. I'm a fraud. Oh yeah, it's Rose-Colored Classist, episode 72, and I wish you a happy new year. Man, we're doing it. If you wanted to find a criminal, here he is. Oh yeah, man, I'm feeling pretty ambitious. It's a new year. I'm so ready. I'm going to do it all. I'm going to do it all, and I'm going to give you something to listen to, brother. Yeah, man, the business, the art, the dialogue. Time to move it forward. I'm here to preach. I'm here to preach. No, who wants to accomplish things this year? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Pat your stomach. Tap your head. Do what I say. Yeah, man, I'm so into it. I've been listening to motivational tapes again. They're all made in 1980 and nothing's relevant anymore. You just hear some guy you don't know how his life is going, and just whispering to you. Quiet whispers. You are going to achieve your dreams. You are gonna do it. Stop being a pussy. Don't be afraid. File the papers. Commit fraud. Hide behind children. You're a winner. Oh, yeah. What are you doing? Oh, okay. It's 1985. I am high on pure amphetamines. And, oh, man, I'm done looking at the facts, guys. I'm done looking at the facts. I'm done trying to assess the real situation. For this new year, I have decided to recite mantra until the reality becomes what I want it to be. Yeah, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be really positive. I'm going to go inside my own mind and create the world in front of me. Perception is everything. Are you a criminal? Are you a daycare? Matters what you say about it, okay? It's your attitude. It's all about your attitude. This is the new year. We're all going to have a great fucking motherfucking attitude. No, we don't know how. We don't need to know anything. We don't need to know anything. We don't need to know the difference between right and wrong. Okay, we can't prove nothing if you don't say nothing. It's all about the general vibe. All right? Do I deserve $1.2 million from the federal government? I'm vibing it. Yeah, man, if you're not, are we all looking into the fraud inside of ourselves? Really? This is the new year. We're all looking into ourselves trying to find the fraud. Yeah, I do want to say something about, foreigners taking our tax money, probably, for sure, all around the nation. And, yeah, man, I think we paid reparations. I think we did it. We didn't pay it to the black people we needed to, but we paid it to another group of black people. So, done's done. Done is done. This is a pretty good motivational tape right now. Yeah, man. Here, rose-colored classist for you can have some yippee, stoned, 31-year-old loser try and motivate you. It's all about the self-help. You got to want to. You got to think you deserve never-ending government funds. You got to think you deserve it. If you don't think you deserve it, then you're never going to do it. Okay? And, we give something to the guys. Give something to the criminals. All right? They want it. They went out and got it. Okay? Do what you want, people. It's the new year. Do what you want. It's all about doing what you want. Okay? Dude, fuck whether it's right or wrong. I'm saying it. It doesn't matter anymore. Right and wrong doesn't matter anymore, okay? It's about being successful. And everybody knows you can do the wrong thing and be very successful, okay? Which is also, it's the point about doing what you want. No one can stop you. What, you have some 23-year-old white kid filming you? Punch him. Get him out of there. Push him. Close the door. Shut the door really fast. Just get away with it. No, man, it's all about what you think is true. All right, if you're a daycare, you are. If you think it, you do it. Doesn't matter what you misspelled on the front. Okay. No, everyone's so afraid to do anything. We have some fucking yippee Mormon out there uncovering the fraud in Minnesota. Yeah, the Latter-day Saints. They're going after this one. Trust those people. I just, how dare I not commit fraud like this? You know what I mean? Like, how do I ignore Mormons all the time. I could have gotten away with it. Well, dude, just how dare I fear the consequences of my actions? How dare I? I mean, I have a lot of empathy for people who steal, people who commit fraud. Imagine the desperate situation you're in, even mentally, right? I mean, we all want it. We all want the sex, the security, the luxury, billions of dollars. And, it just seems to me that the only way you can get that nowadays is by lying your ass off. lying all the time on the papers, on the signatures, and then enforcing those lies, doing the back work, trying to set up the alibi. You deserve the money. All right, you want to work for a living, or do you want to work to commit fraud? These are your choices. This is it. No, man, I am pretty upset about this white 23-year-old MAGA right-wing conservative. He's coded. I'm so mad at this coded YouTube investigator for being, obviously more successful than me. It's really what I'm mad about. I see a lot of other people saying other stuff, but what I'm mad about is his success. He's had some money. This guy has some money. I mean, now he's proven himself to the Mormon Church to be, really worth some investment. He's gonna skyrocket. Let's try not and figure out the fraud the Mormon Church is committing. Okay, let's just step away from that one. Well, everyone's doing it. All the tax money. Sorry, guys. I hate to say it. I named this podcast Classist for a reason. Okay, I hate to say it, but all your tax money might be going to fraudsters. Well, yeah. Hey, have you ever heard the phrase or the sentence or the sentiment? You ever heard the idea that the military-industrial complex are like a bunch of fraudsters? You ever heard that? Ever heard about the NGOs? The corporations, maybe? Maybe you've heard that corporations are fraudsters. Now, this is a part and parcel, guys. Yeah, sure. Yes, the white guy is attacking black immigrants, okay? But where did they learn that from? Where did they learn to do that? Who did they learn it from? Tim Walz himself. He taught a class. He taught a class in China where he got a bunch of Somalian people to go to China, take his class on how to defraud the Minnesota government, and then, sent them all back. Yeah, the Mormon Church, they're uncovering it. They're nonpartisan, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, this is the thing he did. All right, you'd have a million other Nick whoever the fucks. You could have 100,000 other 23-year-olds uncovering the endless fraud in this country. Okay? Please don't look at my books. It's Simon Says over here. Okay? Patting my head, patting my banks, patting my pockets. Yeah. Really, this story, it's so hot, so popular. I'm talking about it up top. And it really just sets like a perfect Overton window for this next year. Right? I'm sure, we'll be listening to this Slick Kids podcast in, half a second. I just saw him on the PBD podcast. That guy, said Iranian guy. What does the P stand for? Pyramid scheme. And, he says, this kid, he says he's getting messages and people are trying to tell him he's going to get kirked. Which let me say, I'm really glad to see that become a verb. It's probably the only good thing that could have come out of that is we have a new verb for being assassinated, murdered. Yeah, here's the thing, guys. There's endless fraud like this. I'm not Donald Trump here. Okay, Donald Trump is Captain Fraud. All right, there's lieutenants, there's generals. It's all in the military. All right, yeah, come on. We're all going to get kirked if you look into this shit. All right, yeah, today we're going over Jeffrey Epstein again. Doing Jeffrey Epstein again and again. We're going to keep doing it. Do a little bit of Candace, and then talking about the governor's race again. I'm so into it. Yeah, man, big episode today. New Year's Day. I did want to lean in a little bit. I want to focus on the sommelier of Somalia, whatever that kid's name is, watching everybody whine. But, yeah, look, guys, this is the American government at work. It's like this on every level. All right, yes, this time you get to be racist. And that's fun, and that's exciting. We should start off with being the racist first. But I don't know if you remember anybody or any guy, but yeah, we're not solving the fraud. Like, we're not going to be solving it. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you fucking know this, but Rick Santorum, Republican senator in the Senate, they call it, he did this same thing. He did this like exact same scam. Everybody's doing this. Why are health costs so high in America? We have the worst health care. We have the worst health care, but the best fraudsters. So, there are only trade-offs. Yeah, I do want to do like all these guys are doing. They're doing like a year-end review. They're taking inventory. Like they're all doing an annoying Spotify wrap-up. Everybody's doing a wrap-up now. I pay for WeTransfer, and they're trying to wrap me up too. Everyone's trying to sum up everything all the time. And here, the New Year's, we get to actually live. We can actually do what we've always dreamed of this entire year. Yep, all the content. This is the time week evergreen content. This is why you make it, so you can fucking post it. Yeah, man. I would like to look into my own product. All right? I would like to, look at this year that I've had with the podcast. Get into the delusion, all right, accept the transformation. I would like to look at my particular Newslight comedy rhythmic ranting podcast and, just say on guard to the genre, all right, I'm in it. You see me doing it. The business, the media, I'm marching to battle. I'm marching to battle. I'm so ready to battle. I'm lost. No, I'm lost. This whole year, what I did? What have I even been doing? What is this? What am I even doing here? Okay, I swear to God, I have no idea where I am. I'm at the bottom of the well. I'm at the bottom of a well, just making mysterious noises. Help me! What's going on? Yeah, the main characters out there in the sphere. All right, they're doing their business. And they're going all over town, and I'm just in the well, hoping Lassie will get me. I'm in the podcasting well. Yeah, and I'll admit, just looking at this whole year, I don't deserve any success. No, in true review, I will have to admit that I am not putting in the work to receive what I want from life. I have not done it. I have not done the work. I am not doing the types of work. I mean, look, I know what to do. Who doesn't know what to do? Everybody knows what to do. I know exactly what to do for me specifically, okay? And, I'm not here to, blame inflation or Biden or whatever, or blame the realization that that the whole world is corrupt, full of those guys, But I mean, it's hard to admit responsibility. No, I mean, do I even blame myself? What I really blame is my own emotions, my grief, my sadness, my laziness. All right. I have lived a life and I've made a lot of mistakes and I keep dwelling on them. I have unresolved issues from childhood. Okay, and I have not dealt with anything. I have not done the work to be motivated. I have nothing in the tank. I'm completely out of my mind. Whatever I want from doing this podcast, I know for a fact I am not doing the things necessary to receive them. All right? But I can acknowledge it, and that's movement. That's the New Year movement, acknowledgement, okay? Ignore the realities of life. Acknowledge yourself. Rose-colored classist. New Year, baby. Ignore the facts. Think about yourself. No, obviously, I'm speaking about the show I'm doing here, and the show is, it's obviously incomplete. All right, it's ill-prepared, poorly hosted. It is wrong. It's wrong more often than not. Completely out of hand, really. I mean, yes, okay, I'm here for it. I'm here to receive. I'm hopeful. I'm positive. Give me somebody. I need a down-to-earth, technologically inclined producer and co-host that I can yell. I can yell at just all podcasts. Just yell at them, berate them, make them feel bad, make them feel like this guy's not better than me. Why is he talking to me like this? If I had that, all right. If I had a yes man who's afraid of me. Okay, and put out maybe, this pod, an interview with a dork or two. I make the people wear the glasses with me. That would be a product. That would be a show. Probably top out at 15K viewers max, but it'd be better than what I'm doing. I'm having too much fun. I'm too lax. I'm not trying hard enough. Having too much, just, chilling. I'm all with the chilling. And it's so sad, too, because, I tell people all the time how to win the internet. The winternet. Okay, I tell them all the time how to make the videos, look at their live, take account, and make the best product possible. And, I do it all the time. I have a pathological need to be a hypocrite. Okay? I have a desire to be wrong on purpose, and I don't know what that's about. I have not done the work to figure out why I feel like that. But I do talk, and I do tell people what to do, and I know that I'm not saying it to be taken seriously. There's something more fucked up going on than that. I guess, if I'm really feeling anything, it would explain a lot that whatever, desire I have for people to listen to me, it exists, but I've given up on it. I'm not trying to make it happen. A lot of the reasons people, get into comedy, get into podcasting, they start talking to the mic and recording it. And a lot of the reason they do that is because of just a deep desire for someone to listen to them. And, they choose the news programs, they choose journalism, they choose, some kind of commentary. But, when I chose comedy, I think I understood that if I did want people to listen to me, it better not be, anything real or substantial. It's the acceptance that even if people did listen to me, it wouldn't really matter because I'm not genuinely, seriously trying to add to their lives. I guess a long time ago I realized I didn't have the answers. Wasn't going to come up with the answers. Wasn't smart enough to come up with the answers. But I still wanted to be heard. I still wanted to be heard, and I think I accepted that the only way to be heard, because I'm always wrong, I'm always stupid, is just to say things with, no real value, but maybe, entertainment. Yeah, I just genuinely feel that comedy is the only way for people to listen to me. If they only didn't take me seriously, then they might actually listen to me. I just have this general perspective and attitude that, I feel like people probably should not put into practice the things I say. Jokes are tough and they don't come by easy. So maybe I should be shutting up most of the time. But do we really need more serious thinkers to get into the echo chamber? You look at the content nowadays. You look at the content and it's like everyone is doing copywriting. All right, everyone's coming down with another platitude from the plateau. All right, the plateau platitude saying the same thing I've heard 1,000 fucking times. Dude, every video is a repost, okay? We're all there on the high horse of information. Everyone's like a living fucking article, okay? We're like reading an article out loud to the camera. They call it copy for a reason, okay? And what you see a lot nowadays is just it has like a core of advertisement. It's you're saying the thing that people want to hear so they can click and continue to consume the product. All right, give it up to the OG slop, everybody. Copywriting. Yeah, whenever thing is a fucking newspaper and just the incessant need to fill the words and the pages. Yeah, man, the advertising. Everyone's an advertiser now, advertising themselves. And I don't know if you guys can tell from my tone, but I've watched Mad Men, and that shit is unhealthy. Okay? It's just, whenever the video comes out, we're doing the hook. Maybe there's art in there somewhere, but you already hooked it. Up top, telling us why we need to watch, the trailer. We're all living in one big trailer. I got into comedy because it seemed like adversarial to the mercurial, right? We would do the jokes and they'd stand alone and they'd be some kind of shining example of words that just meant nothing but were so impactful. Like, yes, we all need to make the money, buy the things we need to live, correct, okay? But for me, in my own, self-constructed mind, at least before, my preconception of the business. It seemed like comedy was like a nice little, coral reef in an ocean full of sharks. Okay, you could hide behind, you could tuck yourself in. It's a pretty rainbow, but it just seems to me that the reef is bleached now. Doesn't offer a lot of protection. Kind of brittle. We're comedians. We're out in the ocean too, swimming. Comedy used to be strong. You could see the realities of life, and because comedy was so rhetorically unimportant and serious, you could actually, stand up to these things. But we have a situation now where I'm here doing comedy for the truth, covering the news. Okay, the jokes, they're gone. I hear very few jokes. The monologue is done. Our lives are now so surreal where comedy is like maybe even the only reasonable thing to do. And, it just feels to me that, when you take away that, call it a veneer, call it the fourth wall, as it were. But I think what we're left with, at least in my personal feeling, is a lot of bitterness, the hostility, the harsh truth, whether you want to hear it or not, the things that led comedians to desire laughter. We're battling them a little too close. I do. Yeah, we're all writing a bunch of sleaze, guys. We're in with the sleaze. The whole thing's a rag. The whole internet's a rag. A dirty tabloid. Okay, we're big in the dirt sheet now, man. The joke has turned around. We're all living it. Comedy, it's gone out to the forefront. The cart is before the horse, and the horse is circling. Horse is trying to get around it. It's kind of funny. All right. Yeah, and I'm just trying to get my head around the business in general. Okay, and the only way I've been able to, even attempt to square the circle is just, expand my definitions of what comedy is, of what the content is, what the truth and whatever is. Now, I'm talking about, a motivational tape. This is here trying to, encourage myself to pursue. Yeah, this whole thing is an act of projection. Welcome to the party. Yeah, man, I'm 72 episodes in. I've had a lot of these thoughts already. Yeah, but it's an important conversation to have, right? Because, we have all these figures out there and their personal identities, and sure, sometimes they get murdered, but, they have their identities that may not be here for long, but if what'll outlive them is their brands and their business, and, there's a lot of, performance expectations inside of, all of the market right now. That's the whole thing, right? We're supposed to expect something, and that's where the return comes. And comedy, I thought, may not have been a part of that, but as we continue to do it, as I see the business grow and evolve, I really got to, expand my fucking mind, okay? I really thought, you did comedy, you took yourself out of the battle, out of the rat race. You were defining yourself differently. You were, on the side watching, as, George Carlin would go, you're the observer. Everybody's doing everything else, and you're just out here looking at it, man. Sure, you had your own personal thoughts and feelings, but you took yourself out of that. And, it just seems to me nowadays that, that's not what the market wants. The market wants you to have some kind of fully formed perception of yourself. They want, you to be able to be seen wholly. Yeah, maybe because of, Bill Cosby, the art from the artist, all that kind of shit. But if you don't have an accurate perception of yourself, it seems to me that you're not able to, perform in the way people are demanding. And, here's the truth. A lot of comedians don't have a rock solid perception of themselves. Maybe people still enjoy that. I'm not seeing it. All these clearly defined characters out there. And yeah, talk about not putting in the work. Like, I do have a perception of myself. And as I see, comedy moving this way, I'm really, coming to a head with it. Hey man, here's the truth. I often feel bad. Hold on, I'm crying. Yes, my self-perception is, some sort of nonsensical, large, negative ego. Okay, yes, I feel like, I do think a lot of myself, and it's a lot of bad things. All right, and in the past, I didn't feel like I had to confront them. I thought I could make a joke. But here we are, seeing what's popular, and I don't think people are having it. I mean, look, man, I look at myself, and I'm that kind of guy who should do, like, the George Costanza opposite day. Like, whatever internal feelings I have, I'm not performing well in society, okay? I have a perception of myself that I'm actually lazy, too, that a lot of the reason I went into comedy was because I thought it was light work. Yeah, and now I'm here going, it couldn't be more. It couldn't be more. Doing everything. And, it's been a long time trying to prove to myself that I'm a guy who works hard. I learned to do stand-up. I was, waking up at 5 a.m., being a janitor, doing stand-up at night. And I was trying to, I guess I was trying to prove something to myself. As I saw the business change and, become literally, 8 jobs all at once. Multiple perspectives even. Right? No longer can Stephen Wright just tell the jokes and then walk out and have no explanation of his motivations. Whatever that is, that's gone. So now I look at the whole of my life and it all matters. And I'm not sure I made the right choices. I have a demented sleep debt from the life I lived, and my hands hurt, my back hurts, I wake up, things are numb. But I thought my perception of myself was going to be an internal battle I had. I thought my perception of myself wouldn't be something that had to be public. But, everyone proved themselves to be fraudsters. Everyone's proven themselves to be criminals. And as a result, here it is, all out in front, here with my inner dialogue. You're welcome. Yeah, man. No, I really do. The business is changing so fast. I don't know. You do what you can in whatever industry you're in right now, but it's moving real fast, and whatever definitional thing you had about it is off and gone. Yeah, and now you're just left with yourself as a person, and can you make that profitable? Yeah, if you tell people who you really are, will you be profitable? Ask Jeffy Epstein. No, I mean, look, just this concept. This is a concept of perception. With all these people talking, trying to figure out if they're trustworthy, trying to figure out if they're genuine, are they dumb, whatever. I mean, this is the concept needs to be understood first before you get into anything in particular, all right? It's about people's perception of the world and the context from which they form their thoughts. Okay, like, when some little fact happens that I don't really want to believe in, when someone discovers the truth that I think is maybe not the most relevant thing all the time, what we're talking about is an agreement that we are going to think things about the same stuff and they're going to be different. Okay, we're going to look at the same shit, then look at each other and be real confused. Yeah, man, I don't see it how everyone sees it. You don't see it how everyone sees it. Are you just picking people to watch and listen to because they see it how you see it? That might be good enough, but when you trust and believe them, this is the layer. We're all forced to deal with everyone's personal fucking inner dialogue. I gotta hear what's going on in your heart. Yeah, we're all just talking to our phones, trying to be truthful, and it's it's a tough bill, hard to do. So here in the podcast, in the genre, I'm here to play it. We're gonna do some content. All right. Yes. This is where the new media is going. Just showing everybody who they are and whether or not they're trustworthy. I do think though, this is still a hard thing for me to believe. I think most people are operating in this, but talking about comedy. All right, I'm going to give you my top podcast of the year. All right, it is Gay Tim Dillon. My top podcast, more like bottom podcast. Is he a bottom or top? I hope I never find out. No, he was my most listened to podcast by percentage. You can tell because I'm a carbon copy, just doing what he does. hack. No, I just, the perspective I'm talking about is true and real, and mostly everybody's doing it. Tim Dillon, he does it too. Does a lot though. Does a little bit more. And I'm trying to angle on something in terms of the diction and flow of the words and from like the perspective they come from. And why, it may be popular or not. What about it? What about what I'm talking about when put into practice is the real shit. Okay? Yeah, so, Timmy D, my top podcast of the year, percentage-wise, on Spotify. I learned on Wrapped. Okay? I did also get breaking points, which I am going to play Tim Dillon interview and Ryan Grimm, too. Yeah, this episode. And Epstein. They get into Epstein. Hopefully we can shift the conversation once again. But, yeah, man, here's Tim Dillon just talking, okay? And he's doing something that I find particularly interesting. He enunciates. That's the difference. That's the difference between his podcast and mine. Enunciation.
People are just staring at their phone, and it's just pumping them full of brain rot. No one has an attention span anymore. People are chewing Adderall in their rooms. They're staring at screens. They're gooning. Their dick's falling off. They can't get hard. They have ED. They're 20 years old. They watch porn that's incredibly violent. They can't find any jobs. They're getting radicalized in political movements. They're rehabilitating Hitler or Mao or whatever. And, people don't go out. They don't see each other. There's no human community. We live in these siloed digital echo chambers where people just get angry, and that's like the new sex, is to just be enraged. It's rage bait is this big new word. People watch reality shows about people looking for homes, and they can't afford any, and they just watch 35 shows about people trying to buy houses, and it's always these out-of-touch boomers looking for a fucking lake house, and you're watching that on your couch, you want to kill yourself. Slop is the word of the year in 2025. Merriam-Webster's dictionary, slop. And by the way, they nailed it. Slop. Eat your slop. And that's what it is. I've been using that word for years. But that's really what it all is now. It's content. It's garbage. It's grist for the mill. It's slop. It's sludge. It's rot. It's nothing of any value. You don't even know what any of it is. It all bleeds together. It blends. It's amorphous. It's a clogged toilet is what it is, truly. Everything. Nobody knows what anything, you pass like a billboard in LA, there's a movie they put 30 celebrities in it, no one's gone to see it, no one cares, nobody even knows what it is. People, there's no shared cultural moments right now. There's no shared cultural experiences that people are having. Our great, Disney World's been taken over by morbidly obese pillheads that have gender identity issues, and they're all walking around wearing diapers and clogs, trying to wedge themselves onto It's a Small World. The kids don't even want to go anymore. They want to stay in their room and read about Hitler. Nobody wants to go to Disney World anymore. Every movie Disney makes is about some non-binary snowflake. All of our celebrities are emaciated. Their eyes are sunken into their heads. They're having buccal fat removed from their faces. They all look like skeletons. They crawl onto the set of some interview show to be interviewed. They're crazy. They speak in like Harry Potter parcel tongue. Those two from Wicked speak in that snake language. And an interviewer asks them questions, about the fucking movie. All of our cultural moments boil down to nothing. It's all these, forever children, people trying to relive their time at summer camp when they were listening to Taylor Swift or
It's some impressive slop, Tim. Sloppy Tim, given the slop. He covers Merriam and Webster. That's nice. That's a nice show. A nice show that cares about words. All right. Now, man, you hear it. I played it. We're saying the same thing, aren't we? I kind of feel like it's intentional. Most of these, funny little quips he's saying and summations, they're actually, intentional decisions by people because they feel a pressure to advertise, be popular, be known. And maybe he would agree with that. But you see something. I'm trying to really nail down on something where it's like the way Timmy talks. Little Timmy talk. Never met him. I'm 2 people away from him. I probably would like to talk to him about this. But the point of view, all right, the rhetorical position, this guy is coming from an angle. Now, what I talked about where, he's a type of person, I think a lot of his popularity, he's the real winner. He's the top podcast of the year. This is why I'm talking about him. Why he's popular is because you know what he did. Subprime mortgages, gay, tour guide. His, what do they call it? They would call this a resume. His resume is the biggest justification for his words. And the easily perceivable context from which his words are taken. But you look at this, and I think he knows this. Obviously, he would know this. I think they all know this. This is something, and they do it on purpose. They make these things known about themselves on purpose. The popular people, most of his words are somewhat in the third person, speaking for others. Sure, it's, comedic and stylistic, and, obviously he does, fess up to things when he has to. But what's going on is this type of person who we have created in our head are saying words that would match it, but what they're indicating is their perception of others. Tim is always telling his perception of others, and he does it exaggerated and extravagantly, and hilarious man. I hope he doesn't find me attractive, but that would be complicated. There'd be complications there. Again, this is what I'm pointing out to is his angle is speaking for himself about what others perceive. He's telling you how you feel. And, that kind of brings me back to that saying that, people, love to be told what to do, which is something that used to be a common phrase. All right. I'm sure, some scientist did a study one time and, this is like, yeah, it's scientific too. People do love getting told what to do. Some whatever, Plato politics reading motherfucker, Aristotle thinking ass bitch. People love to get told what to do. But I think, when we talk about this angle he's taking, you ask most people, do you like being told what to do? And obviously they would say, no, I'm my own man. I think my own things. But when you layer this rhetorical position, when you identify yourself as something quote unquote relatable, and then you espouse an opinion of others and even, speak for others, be the leader, you're kind of circumventing this, egotistical issue, right? I mean, we talk about people buying the truth, right? Like, oh, this is what they're really listening to. They're all listening to the truth. We're all paying for the genuine. But I don't know, man. Sometimes that rings untrue to me, especially as a comedian, right? Because, I talk all day, podcast after podcast about how jokes aren't the truth, definitionally. I think what people are really looking for is perspective on the truth. And, that kind of gets a little crazy. You know what I mean? We're comedians, but we're trying to play around in this, in this world that used to belong to the, the newsmen and the politicians and powerful. And different rules apply, of course, and I'm hearing it. But Timmy's out there speaking for the people in a sloppy layered cake, okay? I think the hook is already, there. You want to see what this former fucking mortgage idiot, drug addict on a bus motherfucker would say. And this goes for a lot of people, like, the Chris Williamson podcast, the party club promoter who's trying to be fucking, what do they call it? I just said it earlier this podcast, stoic. Right, there's Lex Friedman, some shy nerd trying to meet everybody. The hook is already in. Their identities and their content is the hook of the advertisement. It's the hook of the fucking, it's the appeal. There you go. I didn't go to school. What do you want from me? I'm talking highfalutin. Where am I even doing? It seems more obvious than ever that, perception is the pathway to truth. And if you set up clearly perceivable things, you can get someone to the truth. It's the psyop. It's the psyop. Where's Candace is coming up. We're gonna get to the psyop. The psyop slop. Really. Okay, now we're gonna, play an interview that Tim did. Yeah, some actual content instead of the play of perspective in the way that these comedy podcasts are popular. And all of them. I'm making a big generalization. Yeah, Timmy, he did a real interview with a real guy. Real Tim Newsboy. Tim Big Boy News. Talking to one of the best reporters ever. He's the best right now. He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. I'm talking gay for Tim. He's so perfect. Ryan Grimm. No, Timmy, he brought up Ryan Grimm on his last show of the year. Important, dude. Important show. Tim's got a really important show. This Ryan Grimm guy is actually, number one. He's doing the real news. The real news. He's talking about Venezuela. There you go. I'll never say that right. Vanilla Sueva. No, Ryan Grimm. He's got Epstein on lock. Motherfucker's got Epstein on lock. Okay, Ryan Grimm. He told me he's still alive. He's told me I read some Ryan Grimm, and Ryan Grimm told me Jeffrey Epstein's still alive and living in the West Bank. All right. Or as I've heard also Tzfat. Maybe that place too. I don't know anything. I'm clearly misinformed. I got wrecked by I got wrecked by misinformation. I'm kidding. No, let's watch this Ryan Grimm interview. All right, watch the new facts, learn some new things, try not to believe them. All right, don't let them affect your personal emotions. Yeah, man. No, seriously, Ryan Grimm. Shout out to Ryan Grimm. I'm such a big fan. You can see I'm fawning. Right? You can see I'm fawning. This guy, he's a married man who puts unbelievable stress onto his family and friends. Dude. He's so cool. He's so cool. Let's watch him.
How bad does this get for the Trump administration? I mean, they're saying that there's a lot more files that still have not been released. Looking at the material, do you think this gets much worse? Do you think this makes him a lame duck president? Do you think there are calls for impeachment or resignation? What do you think happens?
I mean, I don't think we're looking at impeachment or. Okay. I think it's deeply damaging. I think, there are a lot of people who are like single issue, right? No pedophiles voters.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think Bill Clinton's going to be called to testify?
And I think, yes, they're trying to get him to. And it would be, Steve Bannon went to jail for refusing a subpoena to testify to Congress. It'd be wild if they refuse. And
what do you make of that relationship? People talk about Steve Bannon advising him, and there's hours of.
That's a very good question.
Wow, cat. It's a black cat who comes in. No. Watch out. No. It's Mossad. Uh-oh. That's what they do. All right. So Bannon and him, what's that deal?
I think Bannon. I mean, obviously, this is deep into people knowing what Epstein was all about.
Yeah.
I think Bannon understood. Like what an operator this guy was.
Right.
Like Bannon was, if you remember, after 2017, he's trying to go to Europe and become this like right-wing kingmaker and turn Europe into this right-wing utopia. And he's often working with Epstein Epstein's connecting him to all these guys, but then he's also giving him all this advice about like how he's gonna his public image and then he's like when Ehud Barak wants to run for Israeli prime minister again. He and Epstein, like Bannon and Epstein, are talking about working. Like Bannon wants to work for Barack,
right?
Like to support Barack, which is like wild. Also,
right.
And he has successfully dodged a lot of the scrutiny around this. I think it's because
Timmy D, top podcast of the year. I'm so proud of him, dude. He got the most important journalist in the world on his show. I'm so proud of him, pushing the genre. He's really figured it out. I get pretty homophobic watching it, to be honest. I mean, that horrible stubble he has. Yeah. Ugh. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. He's like, I don't know. He's like the guy Lindsey Graham should have ended up with. You know what I mean? Like, there's just, if Lindsey Graham was out of the closet, his husband would be Tim Dillon. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. What does he say? Yes or yes? There you go. I'm a hack. Repeat the phrase. We're all living a meme. Okay. No. Yeah, Ryan Grimm with the incredibly focused reporting. Important guy right now, talking about whether the Epstein files will truly destroy Donnie T. That's the big question. They haven't been released that long. He was hiding it. He almost got away with it. He got away with it for a while, to be honest. Yeah, look at it. Looking at the arc. He mentioned Steve Bannon in there, which Steve Bannon's an interesting character, in the campaign early on. And Steve Bannon, I don't know if you guys know this, Hollywood producer. He tried to write some movies. It didn't work out. Went into politics. And this is what I'm talking about, where people have like some backstory, and it lets you key in on their perspective, on others, on themselves, and when they say the truth. And when you're a Hollywood producer, again, I think it's like comedy, where you're thinking maybe you can sidestep that genuine question, right? You go and you get a job somewhere, they need to do a background check. Reasonable. But when you do comedy, you're like, not trying to live in that normie world. But then you see Steve Bannon go into politics from it. There's obviously, I want to know who my politicians are. Yes, I do. I thought that I wouldn't need to know who my, entertainers were, but I guess I do. And do I need to know who my president is? Humana. Man, I get so grossed out by all of it. Yeah, Donnie T, outsider to insider. But really, when you think about it, he was the outsider in the insider. He was still on the inside. I mean, look, I hate it, but Jeffrey Epstein was the most important person on the planet. At a time. Tim Dillon might think he was. But no, Jeffrey Epstein, most important person on the planet. Probably the coolest, best person you could have possibly known. I mean, sure, he's doing stuff, but I mean, if you really think about who's worth knowing in this world, all right, Donnie T really knew him, really knew him, and maybe that's if we judge people off of just a period of their lives for the rest of their lives, is that fair? No. With this thing, it is. Ostracization needs to happen immediately. Is this going to destroy the Trump administration? I don't know. We got to stop talking to everybody who knew Jeffrey Epstein. I know that. Donald Trump talked to him. I think they exchanged some letters, even some employees at the least. And we just what's going on with the Jeffrey Epstein files? Is it going to destroy the government? Well, what we need to do is to disassociate everyone and everything from anybody who knew or did business with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, that is the reasonable thing to do right now. All right, go to jail. I don't know. I mean, jail justice, whatever. CIA responsibility, jail justice. World governments. Yeah. Okay. Fine. I mean, that's pie in the sky for me, at least. All I know is what I'm gonna do is disassociate from everyone that ever knew Jeffrey, even for a little bit, even for a tiny bit. If you knew what you should have known, and you are who you are, as you tell me, then I just, it's over, bud. It's over. Totally over. Can't talk to him. I don't even think I could talk to Donnie T right now. I don't think I could do it. I think I would only talk about Jeffrey Epstein with him. People going out there is like, you want to meet the president? You got to talk to the president. That 23-year-old Somalian finder, fraudster, whatever. He wants to talk to the president. If I talk to the president right now, I'm only talking about Jeffrey. Hard to move on from it. I am that single issue voter we're talking about. This is the only thing. This is how I got interested in politics. Really, you can chase my interest in politics from. Okay, but this is my issue. Hard to move on from it. Yeah, Donnie, he wants to run the economy. Sure, Donnie. But didn't Jeffrey Epstein do the economy too? Wasn't he a finance guy? Well, I mean, he's out there. Donnie's out there. You got to move on. This is my impression. Am I going to do an impression? No. Move on. Don't worry. I'm not doing an impression right now, am I? This was forever ago. Is that the impression? Dude, I just... yeah. I'm going to have to know everything. Everything, everybody. Sorry. Take it down. Take it all down. Taking it down. I don't need to know more. I'm going to find out more. I'm going to show you some pictures in a second, but I think I'm settled. I think the only reasonable thing to do right now is just to never, ever talk or do business with people who knew and, were with Jeffrey. Okay, I mean, what? Billy C is going to come and testify. That's the other piece of this interview I showed. This podcast is on topic, okay? I'm still on it. Billy C, he's gonna give some testimony. No, they'll kill him. No, they'll kill him. He'll fall over. Big fall. Okay. I mean, Hillary will kill Bill before they let him testify. All right. That guy, he ain't making it. He's old. He looks frail. Kind of, I mean, they say he's strong. I'm sure, I think Rob Reiner had dinner with him a little while ago, actually. No. But no, they will, dude, if Bill Clinton has to come and testify to Congress, they will cut off the adrenochrome. All right. They'll let Bill wither. No sunshine on the Epstein files. Okay. What is there left to say, guys? I mean, Bill, he's going to come in. What temperature was the pool that you were in, Ghislaine Maxwell? What temperature was it? What do you have to ask? What do we really have to ask? What we have to ask is, who is everybody he knows? Bill, tell us who everybody is, please. Just tell us who everybody is. Be the rat. Rat it out. Be a rat. I've been getting some reels that Hillary Clinton's family was in the mob. The Rodham family. Anybody know about that? Yeah, what do we come on. What do we expect these guys to say? Right, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Sweet Donnie. I mean, they've honestly been saying a lot of the same stuff. Okay? They've been saying a lot of the same stuff that they've been saying. All right? We've all seen the interviews that Bill and Donnie do. They have their lines. You want to come? They're going to come and testify. They're just going to say the same things. Don't know what we're asking from these people at this point. Yeah, it's just it's just going to it's just overshadowing everything. Nothing will ever be right ever again. Okay, I mean, Donnie T, he comes out here with the ideas for the country, trying to tell me what's going on, the tariffs, the immigration, Somali, whatever the fuck. But Jeffrey Epstein's just standing right behind in the background. I'm looking at the Somali daycare, and I just see Jeffrey Epstein on the roof, just in the shadows. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein is he's the Where's Waldo in the world economy, world empire. Oh, just fucking everywhere you look. Oh, he's there he's laying down on the fucking beach. This is Jeffrey Epstein on the beach over there. Okay, all right. He is easy to spot. No, I mean, come on. What are we doing? What do you want to record it? Send it out. Yeah, send Bill Clinton's interview in Congress. We're gonna record it. Put it on C-SPAN. Come on. This is the billionaires are in charge. There's a government that we don't know about. Okay, they fight, dude. Yes. They fight over control with each other. Is that the truth we want to hear? Hey, democracy's a lie. All we've been doing is just a nice show for normal people, okay? But the government works for rich people, and the rich people fight over it. And, you get what you get. Democracy fake. Taxes are robbery. Socialism is a lie. Capitalism, we've never even tried. No, it's been the sword. This is what we want Bill Clinton to testify in Congress. It's yes, the society is run by the sword. Guns. The threat of violence and the abuse. That's how we run everything. This is what we want him to say? What are you going to get out of this guy? I mean, they're going to come out, him and his depraved lover, Billy and Hillary. Tell us what? We're going to find out what kind of guy Jeffrey really was? Please. What did you guys do on his 48th birthday? Did you write cards then too? This is, I don't know. What am I getting at here? Yes, I want to hear all the names. I want to hear all the names. The only thing to say are the names. I don't want to hear anything else. But the reality is that even if you come and bring them. You bring them to the place with the Bible and the swearing and the contempt, all the contempt. I don't think you're going to get a much, different result than what you've already gotten. You're going to get another interview going, Bill Gates just sitting there. Well, he's dead now. Instead of like pleading the fifth when Bill Clinton testifies, instead of pleading the fifth, there'll be just every statement's like, well, he's dead now. Well, he's dead now. He's dead. Oh, no, but what did he do? He's dead. What was his job? He's dead. How did he know everybody? He's dead. Did he even have a funeral? Oh, sad. Dude, if you don't get a funeral, that's kind of sad. Did you think it was some kind of celebration? Some kind of celebration of life for him? Yeah, man. Yeah, the world. Sorry, guys. The world. It's run by individuals. We got nothing going on here. We mark the ballot. Nothing going on. All right. There's people who have given in to divine right and their will to battle. And it does kind of suck, but, you can talk about your philosophies and ideas about how to run a government, how to live a good life, how for all to be, cohesive in a society. But I think, those things get steamrolled by combat and leverage. Got no shot. Honest guy. Good intentions. If you have a desire to help others, I mean, maybe that'll help you. But no, you're there to get fucked by some bastard most of the time. It's Jeffrey, all right? There's clones of Jeffrey Epstein out there. We're going to see a lot more of this guy in about 25 years, all right? I mean, yeah, Bill Clinton's going to testify, and then we're going to look at ourselves going, I don't think we can do anything. I mean, what? Okay, what do we gotta do? We gotta form our own group of soldiers and fight them for control? Is that? No, these guys are psychos. They're complete psychos. Oh, they're complete psychos? Oh. What do they do? Oh my God. No, we're not going, there's no group. We can form nothing. All right, this is it. Sorry, boys. Ruthless, lucky psychos out there running it. And if you want to run too, just, hey, man, that's who you're up against. Am I going to run? Not now. Not this moment. Maybe later. Kill me. Yeah, they're going to have to kill me now, probably. I'm just saying, the world is what it is. What can you say? Can you say more about it? I did say this would be a positive episode, didn't I? No, this is a positive message, actually. Yeah, I talk about not accepting the truth. Here we are. Yeah, the knowledge that the evil are educated in it. All right, there's a cabal of people working out there outside of governments, outside of nations. They're probably the occult. They got books. They got money. They all seem to know each other. Okay, there's a large entity out there, and we are not within the set. Okay. Yeah, us over here, the non-pedophiles. I don't see how we can beat them this time. I don't think we can form a super PAC to fight them. I mean, it sounds like a good idea. Get them by the grassroots, get democracy going. We're gonna form the anti-pedo super PAC, and then in about 2 years it'll be co-opted by Israel. No, I'm kidding. No, we're running, dude. We're gonna run new party. It's called the everybody except the people who knew Jeffrey Epstein. It's a new party. It's a big party, big tent. All right, we're gonna have a candidate. He's gonna run, and they'll get murdered, and they'll die. Yeah. What about that? Dude, new coalition. What about this in Congress? You guys like with the committees? Form a committee. Form a committee where the only people allowed in are those who did not know Jeffrey Epstein. I come out with great ideas on this podcast, and I don't know what to do about it. Who's listening? Who's listening? Who is? You know who is? Jeffrey Epstein. Let's look at some pictures of his fucking mansion again. Okay, just bringing up one of my first interests. The list of staff with Jeffrey had for his little company. That's a nice, sweet name you can see. Yeah, it makes sense. Just, dude, you don't have to be some kind of inspired person to name a company, all right? Yeah, and just look at the staff. Look at the staff. A lot of people working for this guy. And hey, man, dude, you think you've had some bad bosses, right? You think you've had a few out of control managers that your company does some shady business practices. Well, hey, man, you're working for Jeffrey Mother, the guy. I can't say his name too many times. I'm sure eventually he'll appear like Beetlejuice. Yeah, you say Jeffrey's last name 13 times. Yeah, look at this first guy, the pilot. Don't you like a pilot? Man, see, we've all seen a bunch of this pilot. What a wonderful name he has. I dare not say it. Okay, and he isn't dead yet, which is interesting. I think that's interesting, right? The pilot for Jeffrey Epstein's plane, he's not dead yet. Kind of crazy. I mean, hey, man, first thought. Okay, I mean, maybe, pilots, like pedophile enabling pilots, maybe they're not as common as we think. Maybe they're like a rare resource. Find pilots who are willing to have kids on the plane. I mean, most pilots I know don't want the babies on the plane either. I mean, pilots, they're a squirrely bunch, aren't they? Bill Burr's a pilot. Figure that one out, okay? Yeah, and you need a really good one, too, which also sucks. Which is probably why they, act with such impunity. They're always such big jerks. Yeah, I can say what I want. We'll all die if I don't do this job right. Yeah, man, they're crazy. They're crazy people. Yeah, not like a psychopath like, Jeffrey. But, like weirdos. Pilots are weird. And, most pilots would probably blow the lid on the whole thing. So this guy's alive. Okay. Good for him. Yeah, talk about job security. Become a pilot. All right. Yeah, you're supposed to trust the pilot. That's what we always say. Trust the pilot. Can't kill a pilot. Trust him. He's the pilot. But look at all these other people. I mean, I Googled all of their names. We look at this little group of people. The facilities managers. The landscapers. No, I looked them up and, found absolutely nothing. Okay, I'm a process server. I have access to things in California. So they didn't do anything in California I could find particularly. It's not illegal for me to do that. Okay? I didn't do it, actually, if the FBI really wants to find out. I'm lying to the viewers, but really, the FBI. Don't call me to Congress. But just trying to get in the mind of, one of these employees of this guy. I mean, we're all so desperate out there, right? This is how he gets away with it in the first place. How desperate do you have to be to work for Jeffrey? And, dude, I mean, look at this. Look how bad it is to be an employee. Their names aren't even redacted. Dude, this is, the government and the private market treats employees terribly. All right, work for yourself. How many times do I got to tell you that? Okay, you can't even, no respect. They put out the names. How sad is that? It's probably, I'm sure. Look at those names. They're just El Salvadorian immigrants. Okay, except that boat captain. What's up with that boat captain? I looked him up. I found him like on a private yacht rental website. Just his name. Nothing, no picture. And it was from a few years ago. It's all very, very. I just want to find out more connections. Who does this guy know? That's all we need to know. All right? That's all we really, really need to know. Now, here's another interesting thing. This is actually some research, genuinely. I didn't get things on most people, all right, except this boat captain and this other guy. I looked up this landscaper's name. His job is landscaper. Okay, so billionaires need landscapers. And his name is Christopher Sheehan. Okay, and I looked him up, and I get to the University of Dayton staff. And this guy, just by coincidence, I don't know if this is the same guy. How would I know? I just look up the name. Trying to do a little, looky-loo. And he has a PhD in what? Geology. And in his little title, it said, literally, focused on landscape evolution. And here he is on the list. This is a guy. I'm not going to put up his photo. I already said his name. He's obviously not the same guy. He's obviously not the same dude. I know he fits like the perfect Jeffrey Epstein lexicon, where he's at a university. Jeffrey Epstein loved learning, actually, if you don't know. Harvard. Don't look, dude, Jeffrey Epstein in Harvard. Oh, my God. And I'm trying to highlight this because, I came to a point where I looked up this name, got to this guy. He has an interesting job that, could be possibly connected just by vocations and history. I have no proof. Okay, but this is what we're talking about when these guys are releasing these files so haphazardly. I mean, what's more guilty than that? I mean, they already know we think they're guilty, so this is why they fucking throw it at us like this. I mean, how do I not have an explanation from the FBI about who this guy is? I have to do my research to find out. You think the FBI wouldn't have already done that? Where's that file? I mean, should all be, it should be a fucking hyperlink, okay? I should be looking at the files, click this name, and it gets brought to every other file associated with this guy. Maybe do some work. FBI. No, come on. Nothing official. Don't got anything. Yeah. I mean, I'm really worried about these employees. All right. I mean, he has his co-conspirators, but what about the employees? No one's talking about those guys. I mean, rose-colored classes here. I have a soft spot for employees. I am. I'm worried about the help. I concern myself with these guys. I mean, do these guys even have a union? Don't get me started on the benefits. All right, they better not have had certain benefits, but I mean, they at least should have had dental. Hopefully not dental dams, but no, Jeffrey Epstein. I really hope he treated his staff well. I don't hear that actually, but it's just sad. I'm sure they were overworked. All right, do you think they always got overtime? No, putting these people's names out there is insane and irresponsible. All right, it's an effort in bad faith. It's motherfucking pathetic. Okay, you want to ruin people's lives potentially? Yeah, this is why we don't redact it. But it's like, it's just a nonsensical thing. It's like, all right, what if, the redactions lead to guilty things? What if the things I can see lead to nothing, like some random, faculty member of some place I don't give a fuck about? Dayton's cool, actually. I'm sorry. I don't care about the university. I would love to play it, but this is what I mean. This is just, FBI's not doing it. I mean, and this just makes you think awful things about everybody and everything. It's a goddamn joke. I hope the employees got more work after this. I hope this didn't kill their career. I hope they could still work in the industry. Right? I mean, what did they have to do with it? The FBI didn't redact their names. They're probably cool. I mean, dude, if anything, it's like kind of a nice credit on your resume. No, imagine doing a job interview with these guys who worked for Jeffrey Epstein. Imagine. So please, hey, tell me about your last job. Oh. And why did you leave? Oh, he died. Oh, he died? Killed himself. Now tell me, working for Jeffrey, what was your biggest challenge? Removing the bodies? The bloodstains? Oh, wow. That's... No. Dude, tell me about a time you solved a problem by, profiting the company. Oh, we got into earplugs. We invested in earplugs so people wouldn't hear the screams of young children. And we bought a bunch of earplugs and we invested in the company, so we profited. Yeah, come on. All right. I do care about, I mean, dude, they probably, Jeffrey Epstein dying probably affected the jobs numbers. Probably did. Probably hurt our GDP. Okay, and I talk about the money, but now let's pay attention to art. I talk on and on about art. Now let's look at some Jeffrey Epstein art. This guy with the taste. All right, so check this out. It's a painting hanging in some, random room of what I think is Jeffrey Epstein's mansion. I mean, it's not like the FBI clearly labeled these things. I mean, I have no idea where this is actually. It has all the file names. How descriptive. 001 EP blah 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 blah. How about you name them, huh? FBI? Don't you have a thing where it's named? How could you even look through it if it just bothers me inherently? Now, okay, this painting. I looked it up. Did the reverse search on Google. I seriously did this. And I came up with something. It's a painting called Personage. It's by a French artist named Jean Charles Blaise. So, never buy anything from him again. Okay. No, he's an artist and he didn't know. He didn't. Yeah, look at this painting. Called Personage. I mean, the colors are very exciting. We love blue. Who doesn't love blue? And, what do you think this painting made the billionaire spy pedophile extraordinaire Jeffrey Epstein feel inside of his heart? What do you think it made him feel? Blue. Bill Clinton was in that blue dress. There must be something about that. His temples, that same color of blue, isn't it? Right. Hopefully it's a coincidence. God forbid this would be commissioned. Again, this is a French artist, and we all know about how the French are totally in with the Jeffrey Epstein, the macaroon, and his wife got no cookie. We all know about that. I am gonna play Candace in a second. We're not, dude. Long episode. Happy New Year. And again, painting, meaning. I don't know why I'm focusing on the artwork of this man. I do remember my, abusive father taking me to the museum and looking at art. I think he asked me things about it. I don't know. I was concussed, so I didn't really. So we look at this painting, right? And, it's named about a person, but obviously it's, looks like a potato, kind of. I'm hungry. All the art I look at, all the, what do they call it? Interpretable? Surrealistic? This isn't a style, of course, right? Someone tell me the fucking style. But, yeah, I mean, it's a semblance of the human form, I guess, right? It looks sort of like a person, but no legs or arms or head. Its legs and arms are cut off. And I think they're sad about it. I think they're sad about it. I mean, let's look at this guy's other artwork. Maybe we can get a better sense of what this guy really does. Okay, I'm gonna look through it. I'm gonna look through it. Okay, no, he's a sick fuck. This guy's a sick fuck. I know, this is just like faceless bodies, dark souls, headless corpses. No, this guy's fucked up. This artist is weird. This guy is not doing. Ugh. God, get me out of here. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Yikes. Okay, I see what Jeffrey Epstein saw in him. I think I understand. Yeah, just making him feel more sick and depraved things. Okay, maybe that's one of the nice ones. Maybe that's one of the ones you could hang up in New York. Let's not talk about the island. Or the ranch. Fucking Zorro's ranch. How can he ruin Zorro? I'm a big fan of Zorro. I've written a nice little short film about Zorro. And huge fan of it. I've seen all the old ones, and he named his ranch that, and it really fucking bums me out. God, paintings. I hope, I'm sure this is a coincidence. We talk about like the paintings John Podesta has. The Pedo Podesta has. Podesta. Okay. No, I'm just, and his little story is like, he has all these paintings of this girl, and, she's just traumatized, and she didn't really, she had that life that obviously these guys fucking love, or, are forcing on people, really. I don't know why I said it like that, but I get, no way to talk about it right. And I think that was a coincidence. So maybe, hopefully, this is a coincidence. All right. And he's just some fucked up person. Doesn't know anything about Jeffrey Epstein. And they just, happen to buy his art. I mean, I'm not a painter. Okay, I mean, and I know painters, and we talk about the things. Yeah, and I know painters, and yeah, they're kind of like tapping into some kind of ancient like practice and ritual. When people paint and draw, supposedly came before the language or whatever. So I mean, yeah, I guess most of them are crazy. Whatever. Yeah, just I like paintings that are realistic. Sure, I guess that look like something already around, but maybe there is something about some guy painting some twisted vision of how he sees the world. I talk about perception all day, but and maybe that's something worthwhile. But I do worry about that because people like Jeffrey Epstein like it. How bad is dude? How does it feel as an artist if the only person who likes your shit is Jeffrey Epstein? Huh? Hey, you made it. You're successful. Who cares? Okay. All right. It's the third. It's the third pick. Looking at it. Yeah. This is just another angle of the room where that painting is hanging. Okay. And just look at all those books. Look at all those books. I don't know if you know this, but those are actually 900 copies of Lolita. You look at all those books, and they're actually just different versions of Lolita. Different languages, a Lolita for everybody. Okay, dude. It's just Lolita and the Kama Sutra. Yeah, I mean, come on, this guy. Look at all these books he has. He's obviously not reading it. I mean, have you read his emails? This guy can't even type. This guy. Yeah, God forbid we figure out what's in those fucking books. Yeah, write a book. Jeffrey Epstein buys it. Did you win? No. The problem with the real problem with commerce, right? No, this guy's so complicated. I mean, what? He's got musical instruments hanging on the shelf. A violin and a clarinet. Yeah, don't ask where the clarinet's been. Yeah, that violin has been in a lot of necks. Been a lot of right in the neck. Yeah. He's a musical guy, isn't he, Jeffrey? I mean, there's that picture of him on the piano, right? Is it the picture of him on a piano? He's probably playing some Queen song. Yeah, he could play. I'm sure he could play the violin, too. I don't know if you guys know this, but that violin is actually the violin Nero played while Rome was burning. Yeah, talking about the paintings, talk about the musical instruments, the books. Just, the way creative energy was seized upon by this guy, really makes you wonder how creative he was. Yeah, the spirit of ingenuity. I'm sure, dude. I'm sure we can never catch up to what this guy fucking did. There will be no catching up to everything he fucking did, man. I mean, look what he's done. Look what he did to art. Look what he's done to art. He's already fucked up art. Okay. Yeah, I mean, pay the art what its real value was. What is value by someone who has no morals? Right? I mean, come on. Okay, I promised it. It's Candace. Candace, she's been gone for 2 weeks, but she came out with a vertical video. She came out with those little vertical videos. If I did vertical videos, come on, you'd have so many viewers with you right now. You would feel part of a community. Okay, if I ever did a vertical video, you would be a lot less lonely. All right, here you are listening among the few, the brave. But, if I had the patience, and I just stood there with we could get to everybody. I could get to everybody with this. No, I'm a really personable, entertaining, fun guy. I talk about what I want. I'm genuine. Contextually understand me. All right, let's understand Candace. What's she on about this time? What the fuck is she on about?
Why is this crazy? For those of you that don't know the backstory here, essentially, this guy, Mitch, it was very compelling, said that he saw Brian Harpole leaving this meeting at Fort Huachuca on September 9th. Now, I wanted to give him the platform after I verified where he was to tell his story, but he also had to include the part where he claims that he saw Erica Kirk the night before, also on Fort Huachuca at Candlewood Inn and Suites, okay? Now, truthfully, I put it at 50-50 because, like I said on my show, I believed that he was at this meeting was significant and that it concluded. I felt really strongly that he saw Brian Harpole. but what's his memory like? Are you good at remembering faces? Did you just see another blonde and think that it was Erica Kirk? Genuinely, I thought it was at like 50-50 until tonight, where all of a sudden there were all these attacks regarding Fort Huachuca. We didn't really know where they were coming from. You got people calling me insane. Alex Jones jumps into the foray. I'm like, what is happening right now? Why does Fort Huachuca have so many people triggered? Well, tonight was when they did their live to expose me and accidentally exposed Turning Point USA and Erica Kirk. Now, I'm going to show you the messages. Andrew Colvett was apparently live texting this guy Erica's alibi. Now, this means Erica is sending her alibi. Why wouldn't you just send it to me? Obviously, I didn't have a horse in the race of whether or not he saw you at the hotel. You could have just been like, here's where I was on September 8th. And this whole idea of you even being there would have gone away. Instead, she sends it to Andrew Colvett to send to these obscure YouTubers who are live, and it didn't click with them that Andrew Colvett did not want them to say that he was their source. So this guy just starts live reading the messages that are coming in from Andrew Colvett, where he proceeds to give an alibi that no one asked for. He's like, this is what Erica was doing on September 9th. Okay, the guy said he saw her on the 8th. It's kind of like the Brian Harpole, where they're just like giving us alibis for times that we're not talking about. Again, I wasn't even necessarily pressuring them for an alibi, but he then proceeds to walk him through what Erica was doing on September 9th, and he's pretending like she doesn't even know what Fort Huachuca was, even though her mother has a contract with the Department of Defense and would have obviously had to have been familiar with Fort Huachuca, which is in her backyard, and in Turning Point USA's backyard as well. Again, I would like to point out that no one said Erica was in some fort, no one said she was in Tucson, and no one said that they saw her on September 9th anywhere. So I don't know what this is. It's just weird. It's a totally strange thing to say. Again, when you have an easy pathway to just reach out to me and say, hey, I saw you mention something on September 8th. Here's where Erica was. Notice that's Erica's hand. So that means Erica, the CEO of Turning Point USA, is directing the spokesperson of Turning Point USA, Andrew Colvett, to send her alibi to Paramount Tactical, as he is going into the history of Mitch and supposed to be exposing Mitch for being a serial abuser, but actually exposes Turning Point USA. You just cannot make this up. This is like a PR nightmare, a crisis. This is just a crisis.
Candace fishing out an alibi. Oh, man, we'll talk about it. I mean, I talked about alibis a little bit last week. A very poorly viewed episode. I accept no responsibility. I blame others. No, but I will say this is partly some of the reason I don't do that fucking vertical selfie talk. I mean, the lighting. She does not look good. Okay, I mean, it sucks. She's a beautiful woman. I say I'm a little too attracted to her sometimes, okay? But, I'm not trying to talk shit about people being pretty or whatever, but, just, film-wise, it's hard to do. I mean, I cut this podcast enough. Are you going to cut me in the selfie, too? What does she have? She has an Android? What does she have? I mean, it does not look good on that. What is going on? More people need to donate to her, evidently. Someone needs to get her an iPhone 17. Maybe she's using one of those phones that, are safe or whatever. Yeah, okay. The content. What is, at the end of the day, what's important about this is getting everybody to the point where we admit that the military killed Charlie. That's where this is all going. Ain't going anywhere else. This is what the conversation's leading to. And everything, in between, gosh, I mean, why give an alibi at all? I talked about this. Why give an alibi at all? All right. I mean, yeah, you can't just push some guy to give a statement. I mean, look, unless I'm hearing from EK herself or her lawyer, what are we talking about? Yeah, the spokesman of the brand's coming out. I guess this doesn't go anywhere. It isn't particularly interesting. Who cares? Why is he even saying it? I mean, yeah, he's the press secretary of the company, talking to the Candace fans. Yeah, the press secretary. We trust those people, right? They had that lie job. That press secretary where they all lie or don't know enough. right? You talking about that job? Yeah. Tension is building, ratcheting, scene after scene. We're all out there smoking the cigar, just on the beat, drumming it up. We're all living like Columbo out here, just looking for some kind of odd mention. Is that it? That it? I'm just looking for this. Am I hearing it? Yeah, I did. With the whole fucking, yeah, it's just circumstantially not looking good. Circumstances are bad. Circumstances real bad. And not much to say to that. But, I'm here to, Candace, said it for you. You hear the situation. You read it on my YouTube. You read it on my YouTube video. I put it big enough, didn't I? I think I'm making myself small and I'm putting the whole thing up. What about that? I'm gonna make myself a lot smaller. Yeah, I did want to mention. I'm also I'm a rapid listening fan of the Jimmy Dore podcast. And I've met Kurt. He never acknowledged me, and I know his opener enough. Not really, just comic open mic and whatever. And Jimmy Dore, he had a great point. He pointed out something that he has a viral video out there. You go find it yourself. Okay, it probably doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, Jimmy Dore, his fucking in the middle of his podcast, he's going, "Let's fight the bastards." Yeah, okay, yeah, but give yourself the target, Jimmy. Go ahead. But he had this awesome video where he pointed out that one of the lawyers for Tyler Robinson is related to the person who took out the SD cards that day. All right. I keep misgendering this person. I think it's a guy. It's a girl. It doesn't matter. What's suspicious about this person is that they took the SD cards. All right. And, it's all going down a track. Okay. You think, yeah, this lawyer's in on it. All these facts are odd. It's going down, buddy. Candace, you think you can stop this from going down all the way? Who you gonna interview next? The judge, the attorneys? Yeah, what are we gonna do? We're all gonna sit. Every Candace fan is gonna sit in the courtroom. We're all gonna sit in the courtroom and just jeer. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's the fix is in every which way. Every which way. All right. This guy's going down. Tyler's done. He did it. Everybody's dead. Dude, that 23-year-old kid with the Somalian interview, he said that Tyler Robinson did it. Was that not enough for you guys? No, dude. This court case. We get the cameras in the court case, dude. We need some kind of hotshot lawyer. Some sort of fucking Matlock Lincoln lawyer showing up to try and fucking figure this shit out. But at this point, I'm pretty sure they would kill him. Pretty sure, they kill lawyers, actually, if you didn't know. Pretty dangerous job. Yeah, they say lawyers have a high suicide rate. You know what that's about. Yeah, dentists, the only people who can prove others' identities, the dental records, yeah, they killed the dentist. Suicide's over. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, this is it. Candace, what she does, she proves Israel does it. She proves it. All right, what do we do? What's going on next? What do we do? We vote in a whole new Congress. Is that what we do? Yeah, we make it a priority for the incoming president to never do anything with Israel ever again. Yeah, we're going to get the House to fucking impeach those goons. Yeah, we're going to have them impeach the FBI, Kash Patel, get them on the stand again. Yeah, we got to redo the Justice Department. I mean, look, it's pretty bleak. It's just pretty bleak. Okay, Candace out here going for the real levers of power. It's serious business, man. And, I think we got to accept that Charlie was actually playing that game, that fucked up power game. The same game that Jeffrey Epstein's fucking in. Okay. And I just, I really want her to be focused on the reality. She's obviously super about the truth and honesty, and she's fighting her fight, but the end game. What about the end game? All right. Yeah, I don't want this to be, we find out Charlie was fucking, his wife is just sitting there giving the thumbs up about his death. I don't want to be some kind of dog who catches the car on this one. All right, I want to catch the car. I want her to catch the car. I like her. I mean, I call her a bitch sometimes, but I call her a bitch, but it's like in a cool black person way. You know what I mean? No, I'm just saying, like, it's scary what this lady's doing. Maybe she talks about her plan in her book club. Maybe I got to start paying her. Okay, but I don't know, man. Finding these things out, where it all leads to. I mean, we are fighting for like control of the nuclear fucking weapons at this point. Okay, we're fighting for control of the money printer, the legal authority, the tax money. Maybe if it's not all in Somalia already. You find out who shot Charlie. Okay, I mean, you find out his actual objects of affections were, the levers of fucking power. I mean, it's back to what I was saying before. Organize. War's already on. You can't even do anything. We might have already lost. Yeah, obviously something is up. Something is totally up. But I'm afraid that if we all come out and admit it, and it becomes actually real, then, if we don't have some kind of serious play, could be as bad as possible. This could be good. This could be like a good thing, what we're doing right now. Whatever situation this is, may be a lot more preferential than, the reality that these individual billionaire type people are fucking fighting, a war to the death with each other, and that we are actually, people's soldiers, whether we like it or not. It's all going to come out, dude. I mean, I get real antsy. I'm getting real antsy. Okay, and again, this brings me back to something about being a comedian. That maybe I thought I could avoid these issues. I thought I could avoid being important in these issues. But the way I've seen the business evolve, it's like if you're not on these, if you're not that real person who gives the real opinion, shows who you really are, then you could be as possibly bad as the others. You're all in. I mean, I'm not Red Fox. I'm not keeping this the tape with me for whatever. I don't know if I'm buying it, but I understand that might be the thing we're asking for. Dude, I'll put all our faith in the people who had the bill for the Epstein files, huh? Let's have our faith in those guys. Thomas Massey, Rogue Hana, what's his name? Rohana, Rogue Bahama, Ro Benihana. What's that guy's name? He's a hero. Dude, I cannot wait for the next Candace episode. I am on edge, man. I found out I wasn't following her on Instagram, so I can get this video. Dude, I'm like, dude, I'm a Candace stan. I'm part of the group. Am I in a community? Am I in it? Yeah, well, talk about the anti-pedophile party. I mean, she better be in charge soon. Where's her bulletproof vest? Her bulletproof neck. Uh-huh. All right, last topic. Getting to it again. California governor's race. Oof, baby. Makes me excited. I mean, let me just say right now, based off everything I've said today, that obviously, whoever's ever getting in the race, they are not allowed to know Jeffrey Epstein. That's one of my new rules for candidates. Okay, and this lady that I'm gonna put, y'all know her, y'all love her, you love her. Okay, it's fucking Katie Porter. All right, yes, this dumb fat bitch single mom. All right, just this woman, just every 40-year-old woman on Tinder, Katie Porter. Okay, she's interesting. She's put out some bad vibes a little while ago. Have we forgot about it yet? I'm bringing it up. Yeah, she's put out some bad vibes. Yeah, they're just telling people to shut the fuck up. Hey, I'm recording. Everyone be quiet. I'm important. No. Get out of my shot. She could have got harder. If you ever saw those videos, she could have gone harder. No, yeah, just watching this lady, attack people who support her. They're supporters of Katie Porter. And, she hasn't said anything in a long time. She's running for governor. She was like one of the first ones to run for governor. Okay. And I'm going to play her last appearance. This is the last thing I've seen of her. Okay. This is her trying to apologize. We know. Yeah. Apologies work for politicians. You know it. Here, Katie Porter, you do it.
When I look at those videos, I want people to know that I understand that I could have handled things better.
Former Congresswoman Katie Porter sitting down with our Nikki Lorenzo, speaking out for the first time since viral videos rocked her campaign for California governor, threatening her front-runner status.
Well, she needed to get out and speak. I mean, it has been 2 weeks now since these viral videos, and she needed to get out there, and it has been some time where people are saying, is she going to say something, or is she just going to continue to put out statements? Well, we learned today that she is going to be a bit remorseful. That's what she did. She was apologetic. She basically said, look, I should have done better. Here is part of that exchange.
Do know is that I could have done better on that situation.
But that's not a no. So is there potentially another video that we're going to see?
Nikki, I'm going to be honest with you. I know that video was several years ago, as you know, and I apologize to the staffer. That's super important to me, and will continue to try to hold myself to do better. That's what I can promise.
But not that there's not going to be any more videos, because that's what people are wondering. Are we going to see something else like that?
I can tell you what I've told you, which is that I am taking responsibility for this situation, and I'm also not going to back down from fighting back for California.
We're going to get a new Katie Porter video. It's actually directly from Jeffy Epstein. What's the newest video from Katie Porter? It's a sex tape. The Katie Porter sex tape. It's hot. It's hot. Now, this is how she wins back the people. Yeah, man. Poor woman. Dude, she hasn't even updated her website since October. Is it already over? I don't know. I mean, gosh, I really did. If Katie Porter came out with a sex tape, I think it'd fix it. I mean, honestly, the way this country is going, if she does not win the governor's race, I bet she'll end up on OnlyFans. Okay? All right? And that wouldn't be the first time she supported Israel. OnlyFans funds Israel. No. Okay. Just get away from that. Poor Jeffrey Epstein. Dude, hey, anti-Semitism. Jeffrey Epstein. One and the same. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I mean, go back to California. I mean, I know Katie probably knows him, and it's important to figure that out. I haven't seen any proof. We should ask her about it. But Katie, just been quiet. She's still running. Been quiet. And you look at this apology here, and kind of, I mean, a little underwhelming. I mean, a little underwhelming. You think you want to volunteer for this woman? Yeah, Katie Porter with the weird vibe and weird attitude, and, you know, she had some viral videos in 2023. Who didn't? But thinking about her, I mean, yeah, she's, you know, teacher to congressperson to governor, and then to where? I'm sure she probably sees herself as president. I mean, all these people do, right? Why is she acting like such a megalomaniac if she didn't see herself in charge of everything? Katie Porter with her body. I mean, doesn't she kind of look like Donald Trump a little bit? Doesn't she get a little? She's a little like if Donald Trump was a woman. If she's doing the French president's wife thing. He was. She was. Same thing. I mean, look at her life. I mean, she is a bit of a bizarro Trump, right? This is what part of her appeal, I guess, was. I mean, she's a single mom living in Orange County, and you compare that to a billionaire playboy from New York. I mean, this was her whole sell. I mean, look at them. They probably have the same size penis, right? They both look like they have the same size dick. I find a lot of similarities between these people. The Donnie T. Katie Porter sex tape. I want to see it. Let me see it. I'm really, maybe the only porn where the people actually want to be in it. Right on. Gosh, the leaders. Trying to vote for, governor. It's coming up. I mean, what do I really need from a leader? That's obviously not whatever's going on in my heart. I need someone a lot different than me, for sure. Yeah, and this, what attitude are we all looking for these people who are supposed to, stand up to the pedophilic billionaire oligarchs? We have these, there's these nice guys out there who are obviously, saying and doing the right thing, and, but they're idiots, so they get shot in the neck. And then we have those selfish narcissists like Katie Porter who, order people to get shot in the neck. Katie Porter is the really... She's the one who really did it. Nah, man, grifter after grifter. Just grifter after grifter. I don't know, dude. We need a leader for governor, for America, who's on a specific path of vengeance. All right? It's a leader whose clear goal is nothing else but to destroy everybody who knew Jeffrey Epstein. Just punitive petty justice. A guy who just can't stop fighting, has a problem with fighting, and he just, got touched as a child, so he wants to fight those people. Huh? Yeah, we need like a dude. We're like, look at America. What is even going on here? We're like an American empire without an emperor. All right, Donnie T, he's not in charge. Couldn't be if he tried. All right, we need some kind of we need an Octavian, an Augustus, that guy who I mentioned a few times earlier with the Stoicism. Some guy who doesn't let his son become in charge. Donnie T totally wants his son to be president. I mean, I don't know. There's just whole reorganization, priorities, and intent. Whoever we're looking for is not around. All right. You know who I need? I need a guy who, makes a clear distinction that, we're either living in a world where we value private property that everyone couldn't access, or we're doing some kind of insane militaristic socialism. I need a guy who's Somalian to be in charge of California and America. All right. That's the pod. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Big things coming up for this pod. Probably not. Not really. No, I'm not. I don't think I'll try very hard. I have nothing planned, actually. I said I'd move the set a little bit, but I don't know. I'm just, not really feeling like doing anything in particular. Actually, I feel like I'm going to continue to doggy paddle in podcasting. Just be a little baby. Be childish. Not do it on time. Be late for my scheduled events. Just go over. Put out a bad product for no one. For me. No, I'll just, New Year, I think I'm not going to accomplish anything, actually. So, cheers to that. Have a good time. Bye-bye.